What's this? Star Trek sequel removed by Paramount from upcoming film slate? Oh, I wonder why that happened. Yeah, we already know. Yeah. Anyway, here we are at Variety. There's, new Spock and new Kirk, Back in the only film that was worth watching, They had a good cast. And then just, never figured out how to write Star Trek. And they still have it. Amazing, isn't it? Anyway, Paramount has removed its untitled Star Trek sequel from its upcoming film slate. The project, produced by J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot, had been dated to hit theaters in December 22, 2023. Yeah. By now, you realize it wasn't going to happen because they're supposed to start shooting like next week. But they still haven't gotten the cast together. Anyway, the rather inevitable news, yeah, that's right, comes roughly 1 month after director Matt Shakman exited the Star Trek film, which was nominally set to be the fourth cinematic tour of duty for Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and all those guys. Shakman was successfully courted by Marvel Studios to helm its Fantastic Four reboot. Well, because that's a movie that's actually going to happen. Pretty sure. Yeah. Again, four? Ooh. Reuniting the WandaVision director with the studio after Spider-Man No Way Home. John Watts, director, left, yeah. Oh, boy, I wonder why he left, What are they going to do to Fantastic Four, Yeah. Shakman first became attached to the Star Trek sequel in the summer of 2021, following his acclaimed run directing every episode of WandaVision. Yeah, see, that's the problem. WandaVision had all this potential, and then it just pooped the bed. Of course, Kevin Feige himself takes full credit for that. He's so proud of his sabotaging the show. So, probably not Shakman's fault, to be fair. So, But again, Fantastic Four probably going to get sabotaged too. Might not even be his fault there. He's just like, I'm happy to have a paycheck. But for John Watts, it was like, nah. So, who knows? Anyway, the Trek announcement even landed the same day Shakman was nominated for an Emmy for the show. Yeah, Emmys don't mean anything. Awards don't mean anything. The Oscars don't mean anything. They're meaningless. They're just, it's just who you know. The Pulitzer doesn't mean anything. The Nobel Prize, it's all just a sham. So, yeah. But I guess it looks nice on the show. Anyway, this February, Abrams announced during the Paramount Global Investors Day presentation that a new Trek movie will be shooting by the end of the year. Well, that's kind of where we are right now, so, yeah, what happened? And would feature our original cast. The only problem, according to insiders, was that Pine, Quinto, and the rest of the cast had not yet officially signed up for the movie. Well, not just insiders. I mean, Pine flat out said, hey, this is news to me. So right off the bat, I was like, oh, boy. That's one of the first signs that Bad Robot's power was quickly evaporating. And since then, we've seen a lot of his deal with Warner Brothers going up in smoke. He's lost Constantine to the Keanu Reeves movie now. All that type of stuff. Yeah, I know he's an executive producer, but that's just a bone. Because there's one thing Bad Robot knows how to do is entangle itself in contracts with studios. So can't quite get rid of him, but they can toss him a check as an executive producer for a movie that he'll have absolutely nothing to do with. So, but that business of the actors, not news to me, and there'd been problems going along with the money. And so this was really embarrassing for Abrams, and it just goes to show, yeah, that was oh boy, this is serious. And so he continues to decline. So leaving Paramount with less than a year to secure the in-demand actors. Well, sounds like they didn't get it done. So the film now off its schedule. That deadline is no longer looming, but it still leaves Paramount without plans for an entry in its most valuable franchise. Well, it was its most valuable franchise, but Bad Robot in Secret Hideout took care of that. Oh man, they burnt that thing to the ground. Never seen anything like it, huh? Well, there's Star Wars. But anyway, So the last film, directed by Justin Lin, Beyond, earned $343.5 million worldwide, which apparently wasn't enough. Because who knows how much money, again, Bad Robot burnt on it. Not their money. No, Paramount's money. Well, the investors, and those investors said, yeah, no, not going for another one. And that's been the problem ever since. Yeah. So it was the lowest gross of any of the Trek reboots from Bad Robot. So it's not been for lack of trying either. Paramount has pursued multiple Trek film projects since Beyond, including reuniting Pine and Chris Hemsworth, who played Kirk's father in 2009 Star Trek, for director S.J. Clarkson in this fourth film. She was going to be the director of it. But there again, you see, Pine's worth more now, and Chris Hemsworth, good Lord, you got to pay him Thor money. You don't have it. So, oh well, that plan went up in smoke. Yeah. So then she was the first director to leave because there wasn't going to be any movie. So then they switched over to Fargo auteur Noah Hawley. Oh, yeah. But they canned his idea because they said it was too much like Star Trek. I mean, what were you thinking, Noah? You're going to do a Star Trek film based on Star Trek? What the hell? And then Quentin Tarantino, that got tossed around. Boy, JJ just wanted to put his name on it some kind of way. Please, please, please. But, nothing could come of it. And plus, you still can't get the cast because you don't have the money to pay them. Let alone pay Tarantino, So, but here's where Variety tossed some love at them. Meanwhile, Star Trek is enjoying, is enjoying its most robust presence ever on television. No, it's not. No. With 5 on the quantity over quality. So there's a lot of Star Trek shows that nobody wants to watch. So STD was crap from the get-go. Star Trek Picard, even worse because it's Last Jedi level devastation to the franchise because you actually had Patrick Stewart there just taking a massive dump on his legacy. Lower Decks, it tries to be Family Guy. It isn't. And there was a couple episodes I got a few chuckles at it, but it just, who cares? Prodigy, I never bothered. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is going to be the last great hope for this endeavor of Trek because everybody, including myself, even on STD, liked Anson Mount as Captain Pike. Strange as it seems, for Strange New Worlds, his performance in STD is better than in Strange New Worlds because you think, oh boy, we're going to get a Captain Pike series. I wonder what they're going to do with Captain Pike. Well, we learned that he can cook and he's got great hair. And that's all they let him do in that series. Yeah. So it even takes place roughly in the same time period as Pine and Quinto movies, albeit a totally separate timeline, which means it doesn't matter that, yeah, they even introduced yet another Kirk. So there's been 3 Kirks. Yeah. So anyway, it's absolute failure. And the only thing that sells is old stuff because everybody knows that's real Star Trek. Strange New Worlds appears to have fooled a few people because overall it is a better attempt, despite how bad it is, of the other shows. It returned to form of being an episodic series and that sort of thing. But the whole thing was built around Captain Pike, and they just waste him in there. And that's just one problem with it. They're just not good. They're not good at writing. And so they can't help themselves. So it's unfortunate. And that's another problem because good writers probably want to be paid, and when you don't have money, Yeah. So, again, they were a good cast. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Don't know if the rumor that they were going to switch to the Next Generation and reboot that one sounds like a move they would do. But I guess Paramount stepped in and said, never mind. So, perhaps Bad Robot's grip on Star Trek is coming to an end, which is good news for Trek to a point. It's just the damage done is so bad. It could be a while before anyone can attempt to restore this franchise. Meanwhile, PP, that Paramount Plus streaming service, has one of the best damn shows on it. That's right, Beavis and Butthead. Thank God for Beavis and Butthead. It's got that going for it. And that in and of itself, that's a good reason to subscribe to it. But not Star Trek. No. I hate to say it. I love Star Trek. But can't recommend what they've been doing lately.
Bad reboot.